Hey guys, today we are going to be looking at a case study on how we built this island bench with a massive 900 mil overhang. My name is Charlie. I run a cabinet making business here in Melbourne, Australia, where we focus on complex 6 and 7-figure joinery scopes that have little room for error. This project in particular was for Firma Constructions. They were the builders. The architects were Pandolfini, and it was a whole house cabinetry scope with a really cool kitchen. And in the early pre-construction stage, actually when we were quoting the job, we found a particular design challenge in the stone island design, in the kitchen island design, that we knew we needed to resolve. So here was the problem. The island bench had a massive 900 mil overhang. I mean, most island benches have a 300, maybe 400 mil overhang. This one was really big. We knew that if we didn't solve this problem, the stone could crack or the island could topple. I mean, touch wood, that would be very, very bad. We knew that a standard MDF board substrate wouldn't work. And we knew that even adding a simple steel frame like we normally would to, an island with a 300 or 400 mil overhang, that wouldn't fully solve the problem either. We also knew from speaking with the customer that the big overhang was a non-negotiable. It's something that they really wanted. The owner actually said the overhang in particular would be very helpful for seating on the ends. So not only could you sit on the back of the island, but you could also sit from the side or maybe that side. So it just offers versatility. And if that wasn't reason enough, I guess it just looks really sick. So that's what she wanted. So these were the drawings that we received from the architect. You can see, wow, massive square island bench. And on the side here, huge 900 mil overhang. So we identified the problem and we knew now what the scope was, okay? We needed to have this 900 mil overhang, non-negotiable. We needed a strong substrate so that this beautiful marble, this beautiful marble stone wouldn't crack. It's beautiful, but it's very soft. And thirdly, we knew that we needed a strong base, strong structure, strong foundation in the cupboard so that the island wouldn't topple. We don't want this island to fall over, obviously, with the weight of the stone. Actually, as we were quoting the job, we went to do a site visit. It was very helpful for the builder to open up for us and for the client to meet with us. And we developed a rough idea on what we needed to do. So we knew that we needed some sort of a steel frame, shown in red. But beyond that, to stop the island from falling over, we also needed to be able to transfer that load down into some sort of a column system. And because of the size of the steel frame we needed to do, we knew that we would need to beef up this stone apron. It was drawn at 80 mil, but we might need to increase that thickness. So that is how we decided on our approach. We used a 75 by 25 mil RHS steel frame because that provides a super strong substrate for the island. It means that the stone isn't going to crack. We added posts, vertical posts that are attached to the steel frame that bear down onto the floor, which transfers some of that load into the floor, helps out the cupboards that would otherwise be carrying the full load. And then we added outriggers on the floor that actually prevents the island from toppling. So let's have a look at this joinery, this metalwork fabrication drawing that we did to show this design. So here we have our steel frame. We have our posts that bear down to the floor. We welded on these corner gussets between the posts and our outriggers on the floor. And these holes have been drilled in a specific location to match the location of the bearers in the subfloor. So when we site measured, insert B-roll of our site measure, you could see that the floor was actually exposed. So we could measure in the points where the subfloor bearers were running so that we could drill these holes in the right spots and screw that into the floor. Having a closer look at the steel frame here, we have these stopping tabs here so that the steel frame doesn't rock too much on the vertical posts. These were drawings that we produced for the metal worker so that he could fabricate these parts for us. That's all well and good, but we did need to make some compromises. So as we identified early in that site meeting, we needed to increase that stone apron from 80 mil to 125 mil thick. and that accommodates that steel frame thickness. We needed to reduce the internal storage because the vertical steel posts would be taking up a little bit of that cabinet space. But there was an unintended benefit, which is, and let me switch over to the actual kitchen shop drawings. Wow, beautiful. There's our 3D view. And if we scroll down to the island, one unintended benefit is that because we increased the stone apron size to that 125 mil, we were able to fit these Zeta power points into the apron of the stone. Instead of the previous design had the Zeta power point down on that cupboard level on a fixed panel. So we were actually able to gain back some of that cupboard space, have our power point up there, and have an additional couple of Zeta power points up here. And we have some nice B-roll that I'm sure Jade's already put in there and shown you. What was the outcome of all this? So we met the design intent, which is the 900 mil overhang. And obviously the architect wouldn't have wanted some sort of a leg or something to support the overhang on the back. We made sure that it met our buildability and our functionality standards. So it was buildable as in like it was feasible for us to manufacture. It's functional because it works, it's safe, the overhang's achieved, the customer can sit on either side that she wants, and it adds versatility to the space. So we've met the buildability and our functionality standards. And this is a part that you builders will absolutely love. There was no additional cost. There wasn't a variation sent out because we priced all this in during the quoting process. And there was no delay on site because it was all planned for, it was all programmed in, and everything just sort of went in. And, you know, speaking to the planning, I mean, look at the beautiful work that our team did with these steel shop drawings. Gosh, so much clarity. I've got to go back and show you guys these shop drawings again. I mean, look at that. Beautiful. So what's the lesson here for us? What did we learn from this internally? I mean, first of all, fundamental core to how we work. Do the work early, right? We got the shop drawings done before site measure. We picked up on this problem during the quoting process. We designed for it. We spent real time thinking about it. And in turn, we were rewarded with lower design risk, lower program risk. There weren't any delays, and lower variation risk. There weren't any variations. And the second thing that it taught us or reminded us is that we need to work really hard to understand the design intent. Once we have a clear understanding as to what the designer actually wants to achieve and what the customer needs the joinery to do, that gives us room to make compromises where necessary. And the architect is going to feel safe that we understand the design and we care to actually deliver on it. And the cabinet maker gets to a better outcome. It's just happiness all around. So yeah, that's our little case study, and that's our little peek into our world. That's a little peek into how we work, how we think, how we operate. And thank you for your time, your most valuable resource. My name is Charlie from Plot Joinery. I'll see you next time.